Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, Patricia and David. And this is the time we usually start, and I cannot get the streaming to work tonight, so we're just talking to people on the radio, which of course is the way we started this show over 10 years ago. Okay, well, it's been a beautiful day here in New Zealand, making up for yesterday, and we have currently, it's a bit breezy now, 12 knots of northwest wind and 22 degrees C, so that's not too bad, is it? 1010.4 in the bar and 80% cloud cover. And I'm not sure what's going on with the satellites in the air, because they are a few hours old for both our boats coming south at the moment, Ballina and Mackay. So I don't think I'll be able to talk to Ballina unless somebody kindly sends out a call for them. But let's see if I can copy Mackay, Gulf Harbour. Very good copy on you tonight, Barry. So go ahead. It's interesting that for some reason both you and Ballina, the satellites are, well, yours is not too far away. It's at 13:35, and of course it's 05 now. So it's a while. So go ahead. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Patricia. Another way you can find me is www.aprs.fox.india and just search for my call sign. I'm uploading via APRS my positions, and that's real time. It actually works better than AIS sometimes for some reason. So my position is 27 degrees, 31 minutes south, 2731 south by 17652 east, 17652 east. Course over ground is 175 degrees true. Speed over ground is 5.5 knots, and motor sailing once again. We were sailing today for quite a while, but had to start up the engine again. Winds are south at 7 knots. Seas 4 feet out of the east. Cloud cover 100%. Bar is 1016. And all is well on board. Back to you, Patricia.
Yes, all copied. And for those that may not hear Mackay, Barry reports he is at 2731 17652 east. Motor sailing 5.5 knots on a course of 175 true. The wind is from the south 7 knots, 4 foot seas from the east, 100% cloud cover 1016, and all is well on board. So reasonable progress. I'm just going to pass the microphone.
Yep, good evening there, Barry. And yeah, you're plugging along. Sounds good. What I could see tomorrow, pretty much southeast winds, it looks like, and might be a little bit more breeze than what you've got today. You're sort of in a dead zone, so to speak, but I guess about 12 knots, 10, 12 knots like that tomorrow, southeast. And yeah, that'll give you a little bit of help, I think. And pretty soon you'll be in New Zealand. Over.
David, that sounds great. Yeah, I changed course today to make a little bit of easting in anticipation of the south wind. I figured it'd give me a little bit better of an angle, and maybe I wouldn't have to beat into it so hard, and it looks like it's going to work out pretty well. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to those wins. I don't want to say I'm praying for wins, because I know what that happens every time I do that. So yeah, thanks for the info, David. Back to you.
Go ahead.
Yep, you're welcome on that. And yeah, it's fortunate that you are as far south as you are. I'm looking at Tuesday of next week, and the models are starting to come into agreement on that date, and there are well, all of them are calling for quite a nasty little depression that's forming around 27 degrees south and about right about the date line, be about the best way to describe it. And it's going to start to wrap up pretty good, just south of that, where the center is, the winds are going to be anywhere from 38 to 45 knots. Huge amount of wind, not going to affect you at all. You're moving along pretty good. And also on that Tuesday time frame, not sure where you will be, but probably fairly close to New Zealand by then. Wind south-southeast at that point. They differ in terms of how much velocity is in the wind stream. Two of the models are calling off about 15 to 20, and two other models are calling off southeasterlies about 10 knots. So either way, reasonable direction, and it's good that you're keeping a little bit of east in your trip down to New Zealand. If you were too far west, everything would be on the nose as you close on North Cape or Okua. So yeah, well done. And here's Patricia.
Yeah, I was just looking at the other boats. There's quite a gathering. Actually, you're closing a bit on Trickster, and there's a group of boats that are coming down not too far latitude-wise from you, but further east. I suspect they came from Minerva. Anyway, if you could just stand by, Barry, I might have to get you to chat to Benno, because I don't think he's going to copy me. Belina, Gulf Harbour Radio.
Yeah, Gulf Harbour Radio, this is Belina. Good evening.
Well, so much for not thinking you'd copy me. You are booming in here, so go ahead, Benno, over.
Yeah, we are at 3224 south and 1734 east, and crossover count is 180. The speed is 4 to 5 knots. The wind is between 4 and 6 knots from the southwest. Channel is 1.5 meter, close about 50%, and 1015 on the bar. And yeah, unfortunately we have a counter current exactly setting against us to the northeast, and yeah, so that's noon we do motor sailing, sometimes sailing, then we need a motor again, but all is well on board. Over.
Well, that's good. Yeah, boy, that current is annoying, but it does help you sometimes. We have Belina 3223 south, 17734 east on a course of 180 true at 4 to 5 knots. And southwest wind, not very much, 4 to 6 knots, so I better put a little M by that. And 1.5 metres swell, 50% cloud cover, 1015, and he does mention the counter current heading to the east, which is not very helpful, but hopefully it will change. So I'll just pass the microphone to see if David's got anything to add.
Oh, I should have picked up the current charts, and I didn't. Sorry about that. But looking at tomorrow, I would say that the winds are going to be fairly light again, but on Monday, they will pick up, and they'll be, it looks like southeast, probably 15, 18 knots, like that. Over.
With the weaker period, we like to do it as much south as possible, and then we hope with the southeasterly or southerly, we can take it easy to Okua. Yeah, I now know that the ocean current format problem here with winding, and yeah, it's quite exactly, I think. Yeah, unfortunately we will have this counter current for a while. And yeah, but we have to take to get what we take here, and yeah, all is well on board. Thank you very much, David. Over.
Okay, and yeah, I was going to say he could look it up, but we will not be on the air tomorrow morning on the Hamnet, so we'll talk to you tomorrow night, Benno, and good evening to you too, Marlene. Okay, well, there's quite a lot of boats still to come, and it's not looking very pleasant up there in Fiji at the moment, David was commenting on. So it's good that the boats that were in manoeuvre, it looks like quite a few of them have left. So is there anybody wanting to make contact with Gulf Harbour Radio? Please call now.
Rewa.
Good evening to Rewa, and I guess you're getting impatient. Over.
Well, I would hate to say that, but I'm afraid that it is. We are all hoping that there might be an opportunity coming in the near future. Any word that your crystal ball shows that way?
Well, David knows you're anxious. Well, not, I wouldn't use the word anxious, but are ready to roll. And he was looking this afternoon. I'll just put the microphone to him.
Is that Minerva?
No, Fiji.
Yeah, well, we do have some troughing activity up in Fiji, and then if you heard me a few minutes ago, there's another depression, a subtropical depression that's going to form between Fiji and New Zealand on the Monday-Tuesday time frame. So you don't want to tangle with that, that's for sure. A lot of activity again over the next week. We've got, actually at this point, there are two upper level troughs. One is a closed low that we were chatting about for the last couple of days. That has drifted east somewhat, but to the west, almost due north of New Zealand, there is another trough. This one is not closed. So it probably will make its way east very slowly, as will the closed low that's to its east. So anyway, once those get out of the way, hopefully we'll get an upper level ridge, and that'll bring some nice highs or a high from which you can hopefully make the trip down here. The only problem is when these highs, as you know, when they start forming and start moving east, when you're on the east side of them, well, you've got southerly winds right on the nose, so that's not so good. Then, unfortunately, you wait as they drift east, and then before you know it, you're on the west side, which gives you some good winds, but then there's a good chance of another trough that you'll encounter. So, yeah, it's been a very, very iffy spring/summer at the moment. So the best thing is just, I guess, keep the patience. There's not much else to say. The long-term models, I would not trust them at all. As I mentioned the other day, we're lucky if we get agreement 2 days out on the 5 that I'm looking at. So to think that we'll get better luck looking 10 days out is dreaming. So we'll just play it by ear. We'll be here and let you know what we see. Over.
Back to you, David.
Roger that. I guess patience is the word. So we'll keep the eye out, and as always, appreciate your updates. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And I tell you what, you wouldn't have wanted to have been here like yesterday. It was absolutely a shocker, and more flooding in Northland and the Coromandel area. The usual hassles with lots and lots of rain. About 100 mils in the Northland area. We didn't do too badly, although it felt a lot worse than it was. We got about 50 mils, but boy, the wind was very, very strong and just totally unpleasant. But anyway, we do hope that it's going to stabilise soon. Okay, clear with Rewa. Is there anybody else? Nothing heard. I see Artea have moved to southern manoeuvre, so I was hoping for a report from there. But we'll be on again tomorrow night. Everybody, thank you for being there. It's a very exciting night in New Zealand for New Zealanders, actually, because the women's rugby final is on here in Auckland at Eden Park, and the Eden Park takes 40,000 people, and it is sold out. Absolutely amazing for women's rugby. Fantastic. It will be a game between New Zealand and England. England are of course favoured to win it because they have, I think pretty much all of the girls are professional rugby players as opposed to those in the New Zealand team, but it's going to be, the girls do play a very fast, game compared to the very big, heavy, lumberly men's teams. So it's going to be a fun game to watch. And the weather, fortunately, it has not rained today because the ground would have been very, very wet from what we had yesterday. So it's going to be an exciting game, and because the crowd have filled the Eden Park to capacity, it is going to be screened live on television on Channel 3. So there you go. If you're stuck in Fiji and you want to watch a fun game, you can find it on TV3. All right, folks, this is Gulf Harbour Radio. We're clear until tomorrow night. The frequency is all yours. Cheers all. Streaming stuff.